Right, it looks like we are live. Guys, hello, welcome. Jaydip, welcome
Hey,
to Semrush. First of all, can Jaydip, I've got a wonderful new mic from SEMrush. Can you hear me okay? First of all, I just want
yeah,
to check. Okay, great. Guys, if you're wondering, I've got this well, that's my sofa that needs a clean. But this is the lovely Rode mic that I've got here. So there you
wow.
go. So thank you, Team SEMrush, and welcome everybody. If you're just joining us, this is Mr. Jaydip Parikh. We've got the next 60 minutes with him. So if you're just joining us, please do let us know what country and city that you're in and what you do for a living. So if you are an SEO agency owner, if you're a freelancer, if you're a link builder, if you're a digital marketing manager, if you work at the local restaurant and you just thought you'd come and see Jaydip because you know him, then fantastic. So wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing, please do let us know where you're from. So let's have a look, Jaydip. Who have we got here? We've got God. Is that okay? We've got Ramakrishna from Bengaluru. Is how do you pronounce that in Hindi? Is it Bengaluru or is it different?
In English, they speak Bangalore,
Okay,
and
so just
the regional name is Bengaluru.
Bangalore. I didn't know that. I should know that, you'd think, but there you go. We've got Jaipur. No, so we've got Faberwork Services from Jaipur. We've got Barbara Sawala. Hello, Barbara. Let us know where you're from. We've got Himanshu who stepped in. Himanshu, do tell us where you are from, my friend. And we've got we have got Ravi, who's an outreach manager from Tamil Nadu. Hello, Ravi. Welcome. We've got Britesh from Pune. He's an SEO analyst. And if you're just joining us today, we're going to be talking about advanced link building ideas and strategies. Jaydip's going to be, he's got a presentation for us. He's going to be talking to us about all of the things that you need to know, or at least many of the things that you need to know to execute a link building strategy. So Srikanth, you're asking, let's start the session. We're going to be starting in 3 minutes from now. We're just going to wait for everybody to come in and join us. So in a couple of minutes, we will be starting. We've got Shazil from Pakistan. Where in Pakistan are you from, Shazil? Pakistan's a big place, my friend. Robinson. So Waldorf. Is Waldorf a place, or is that your? Have you heard of Waldorf before, JD?
No.
No. Let us know. And Shrikant, as I said, sir or madame, we're going to be starting in 2 more minutes. We're going to give people a little bit more time to come in before we pass it over to Jaydip. So hello, Trishant from Ahmedabad. Let us know what you do in Ahmedabad. We've got Aditya from, I think that was from Pune. Yep. And we have a lot of, so we've got more people coming in still. There we go. So we know now. So R. Robinson is from the south of Washington, D.C., which was where the city that we weren't sure about. So thank you for that. Kiran from Pune, Robinson, R. Robinson, as you said. We've got Pravian from Chennai. I think I'm going to rest my voice for a second while I let everybody come in. I always feel when I start these things, I feel like a radio DJ. It's 5:50 p.m. Everybody's on their way home from work now. Right now, and you're like, it's how I feel when I start these. It's in where are you you're in India right now, aren't you, JD?
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you?
So I'm based at Ahmedabad, state Gujarat.
Okay, perfect. And you know what? Actually, Rohit just said that he's connected with you on Facebook. So you've got some people that you know here, I suspect. Or are there a lot of people here that you know at the moment already?
Yeah, possibly. So I've been in community, especially for India, very active in SEO community, especially in India. So that's quite possible.
Makes sense. And we've got Abhishek from Switzerland, who's the founder of Brain Busy. I quite like that name, Brain Busy. It's a good name. And then we've got Rana. That's quite a creative name, from Hyderabad. Well, guys, we have reached my live ticker tells me that we're hitting the 5-minute mark. So it's a magical moment. So we've got Mayor from my team. He's saying hello. Hey, Mayor, what's up, dude? So everybody, if you're just joining us, then welcome to this webinar with, of course, Jaydip as well as Semrush, where we're going to be talking about advanced link building ideas. So if you're looking ultimately to get more returns from your link building, then for at least the next 15 minutes, I think that Jaydip has got a presentation he would like to share with us and walk us through. So I am going to now pass the reins over to Jaydip. So Jaydip, my friend, over to you.
Hey, thank you, Deepak.
No worries.
So, hi, I'm Jaydip. So I run agency called TateSol Pro. We help various clients, I mean, starting from Fortune 500 to startups to brand their stuff. Primarily, we work with SEO and paid marketing. And in some integrated project, we work with social media as well. But our primary focus is SEO and paid marketing.
Yep.
We work with many corporate companies. And during the journey, we discover a few methods, how we can earn links, how we can generate links. So this presentation specially meant for intermediate. I mean, so some novice people who just started their SEO journey, they might find some difficulty to understand. I mean, that is a disclosure. And a few of the case studies we got from a client, and with, of course, with the permission. But that's why I blurred that some screenshot or something. So bear with that. So if you permit, let's start presentation first for 10-15 minutes.
Dude, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Q&A.
Absolutely. So guys, if you've got questions that are coming up, feel free to write them in the comment section. Anton is on the dials and he's going to keep note of them and just keep asking your questions. And Jaydip is going to now start sharing his screen. So when you're ready, Mr. Parikh.
Ready? It is visible.
Fantastic. I can see it really clearly.
So this is what going to be discussed all about. So everybody knows me. I'm Jaydip. So if you want to connect me on Twitter, you can follow me in Jaydip Parikh. And you can have company like Barack Obama, Narendra Modi, Starbucks. They all follows me on Twitter. So if you can add a few more people from live audience, they can add. That will be great. You can share feedback on Jaydip Parikh. So this
you're a bit of a. Did you say Starbucks follow you?
Yeah.
Nice. You're a bit of a celebrity. I didn't know. I apologize if I've been out of turn. Sorry, please continue. That's quite cool. So
this is brief. I mean, so I wear multiple hats. This is few of them. I'm CEO of this company. I'm mentor on various incubation centers based at India. I'm brand ambassador for Hootsuite for Asia Pacific, APAC. I used to contribute on entrepreneur.com, Your Story, Semrush, whatnot. Plenty of good site where I can share my knowledge. And I'm a very active speaker and trainer. So what is link building? And this is, and many, especially for my Indian friends, we believe in quantity, but quality, of course, win. And this is already shared by Adam. So what we are going to discuss today is how we can make links. That is all advanced techniques. I categorize them as build, earn, and claim. Build, you build by yourself. Earn, you do something good and you will earn that links. And claim. So there are some methods. They're already there. Possibility for link, and you can claim them. So let's move ahead. So how many of you tried reverse image search engine?
Let's see what people say in the audience. Reverse image search is fun. All right, so you started off strong. I was wondering. So, guys, this is the first time I've seen these slides, and well, I've seen a preview, but it's really good to see what this is. This opening reverse image search as an option.
So everybody knows this gentleman, right? Brandon. So I just pick up his Twitter image profile picture and put it on Google reverse image search. And I found all the site, roughly 202 site where he contributed or where he make a profile, or where he commented. So in any case, his image is used on that site. So it took roughly half a second to get 200 possible links uh, to find a similar kind of profile. So I possibly, if I try to pitch all this site on the, I mean, where Brandon is commenting, I might not get an approval. But if I try to do similar profile who actively in our niche, so I might have a good conversion ratio. So we tried this method for a few of our clients, and that works really well. And I try to keep very short because I want to spend more time for Q&A, because that will be help us to understand both of us to more in detail. So I quickly switching the sites. If you have any particular query, just shoot a question, and once presentation over, we can take it ahead. So business directories. So where this is, I'm not talking about directory submission we used to do decade before, but this is some example. If you're a SaaS company, sites like Capterra, Trustpilot, G2, they are good company to list your product with. If you're a startup, then Crunchbase, AngelList, F6S, or if you're a tech agency, Clutch.co, Goodforms, HubSpot. Here I want to insist, if you're a tech company or if you're providing kind of web solution, so you can list yourself in HubSpot or Elementor, or like us, if you're doing extensive Google ads, so you can be Google partners as well. So this all links adds too much value to your portfolio. Plus, not only this, you will get lot many referral traffic, and if you are able to have good review on Clutch or Goodforms or Trustpilot kind of site, that will help to improve your conversion. So this is, here I'm not only talking about links, here I'm talking about building a brand.
Yeah.
So links is a byproduct of this, but the core focus should be building a brand, get more reviews, and get more visibility. Podcasts, how many are doing podcast?
Yeah, that's something that maybe a lot of people listen to, but I've attempted to host some, but not consistently, not without as much consistency as I'd like.
Right. So so here I have two suggestions for podcasts. For Anchor, Anchor.fm, a site called Anchor.fm, which help you to host podcasts. Not only host, but broadcast your podcast. So it will share your podcast with ton of other sites. And of course, part of their profile, you can generate links for yourself. Plus, you can generate more digital footprint from yourself for your own brand or for agency brand or whatever company you're working with. The second idea is to get more links via podcast is guest podcast. So you try to appear what are the active podcasts. You reach out to them like we do outreach. You send them email and share your profile. I'm doing XYZ, and I have this credential. For example, if I want to pitch for myself, I can say I done plenty of webinar with Semrush. I spoke with various events hosted by UNICEF or this college or this university or this brand. I'm brand ambassador for Hootsuite. So these are all credential I'm having. If I send this kind of outreach email, of course, I'll get a little more approval for a podcast. So this is how one more way you can generate more links plus digital footprint for yourself.
I like this one.
Yeah. So now let's think about how we earn links. And for earn links, I mean, for quality links, either you need to spend time or either you need to spend money. And that's there. So exclusive content. So if you're able to access some exclusive content, if you're a tech blogger, so you might have some leaked images of upcoming mobile products or upcoming laptop or any tech devices. If you're in news business or if you're in some other niche, so if you have some access to exclusivity, I'll suggest if you need to pay some money, pay for it, because I'll show the result. We tried it for one of our tech blog things. We break some news, we spent certain money for it, and we got roughly 425 referring domains within 15 days.
Wow.
And out of that, 87% are follow links.
Yeah, absolutely. What was it? Can you are you able to share with us the news piece so we can see the one that you broke?
So that I can send you in DM, but as we signed some NDA with clients, so without
Got
their
it.
permission, we can't share.
I understand. Let's keep going. This is good stuff.
Yeah, and this is all some of the domains where they got links.
Okay.
Forbes, CNBC, Gizmodo, The Next Web, thesun.co.uk, NDTV, metro.co.uk, Android Central, Android Authority,
Yep.
GSM Arena, I mean, Business Insider from all cctls, .in, .au, .co.uk, whatnot.
Yep. Yep.
So this all 425 a part of this thing, and they spent few, I guess, few $1,000 to get it, and it's worth investment.
Okay. 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 Fantastic. Fantastic.
So one more we tried for Wikipedia. So this I can share this case study. So what we did is the starting time of Corona, if I'm not wrong, early January or late December. So we were discussing an client share. So this client is from insurance industry, and
Yep.
they said we just stopped travel insurance for China. I said why? So they says Corona started much, and it is very bad virus, and that harming us. So we start giving disclaimer if you're traveling to China or Singapore countries, we
Yep.
might not cover in travel insurance. And that strike me while discussing with client, and I said, do you have some details about Corona? They said no. So I said, let's research it, and we researched few things. And at that time, that details were not so publicly available.
Yep.
So we researched the piece of content published on their site, and being a Wikipedia contributor, I just contributed because that was not part of Wikipedia as well.
Okay.
So coronavirus page and some other related page, we published that information, and magic happened. Within 3 or 4 months, we got, I mean, almost all language Wikipedia page links.
Wow. Wow. Is there value in becoming a Wikipedia editor yourself and starting to build your own profile to submit contributions?
Yeah, so being a Wikipedia editor, I used to contribute a lot on Wikipedia, not only for my client, but for Ahmedabad, for example, Ahmedabad City Police page. So I contributed a lot. So that is kind of free things I'm doing, or
Okay.
pro bono kind of stuff. But Wikipedia is not for building a link. So I mean,
Yeah.
many SEOs are doing mistake there. They just think this stuff is only for link building. So in previous things, I said clutch or something, therefore building more brands. So
Yeah.
link should be byproduct. So Wikipedia knowledge sharing should be your primary focus,
Yeah.
and link should be your byproduct.
Yeah.
So similar experience we did for this thing. So we working with one parenting blogger, and we found there is some syndrome in females, and that caused some. I mean, I forgot what exactly the consequences for that syndrome, but
Wow.
I was reading that article. I say, let me read more about this syndrome on Wikipedia, because I used to read Wikipedia a lot, and I am not able to find that page on Wikipedia. So we create one.
Wow.
So out of out of the contribution, I mean, so whatever resources we took, citation we call in Wikipedia language. So one of from our blog, and rest of from a natural link building. So
Yeah.
they earn also link, and our client also earn link. So if something is not on Wikipedia, you should create, if they follow the policy of Wikipedia, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is how
Interesting.
you
Interesting.
this is how you earn links. Statistics, that is one of the oldest and best formula, if you do it right. So I assume many of us tried doing statistics, but we did this right. Social media stats, and they got 640 referring domains till date. They are ranking for more than 3,500 keywords organically, and the sites like this.
Nice. So did you would build your statistics page and then you would do outreach to these sites to, or what would you be your process for
Yeah,
the, yeah.
a good question. So we will try to make very in-depth statistics. We put it on site, and we try to make sure on these keywords. So like we are ranking for 3,000 keywords, various long tail, short tail keywords. We
Yep.
rank for that, and we earn the links organically. So there is no outreach, there is nothing. So all the publication, they used our data, they organically link back to us.
Okay. Interesting. All
This
right.
is this is very long process. This is very time consuming process. But as I said, either you earn money or either you invest money or invest time.
Yeah.
There is no other way to earn more links,
Yeah.
especially this powerful links. From I guess 2017 onward, I started doing relationship building compared to link building. So I now, as I said earlier, I have very good terms with industry in India. So any top blogger of India, I need to publish on his or her blog. I just need to pick up a phone or ping him or her on WhatsApp or Facebook. I want to publish a piece of article with you, and I generally I know what are the criteria to select, and I say, okay, we are following in your criteria, and let's do. So I started doing from 2016-17 onwards.
Okay.
But if you start doing this now, then also you have very good terms in your industry, and then you can publish a very good piece of content on any site. For example, if I want to publish anything on Semrush, so I just need to approach the right people in Semrush and say this is a piece of content I want to share, and do it, and they will check the quality. So I published a couple of articles on Semrush. So they do cross quality check, and if we are able to match that quality criteria, they're happy to do it. So this is one of the shortest way to get faster links and get authoritative links. Be in the right circle.
Absolutely. This is an excellent one as well. I think the relationship building, the value that you can earn from someone through a good relationship is far superior than trying to just ask them to give you a link. And some of this stuff comes from ultimately building relationships. Jaydip and I are now obviously best friends, so I'm going to ask him to link me to absolutely everywhere, and he'll do it. So it's going to be fantastic.
Sure.
Please continue, Jay.
And relationship should be, action in nature.
Yeah.
So if I build link for you, you build link for me.
Exactly. It's about the relationships that you build, guys.
Exactly.
So claiming links. Let's have a look at this.
So again, reverse image search, but this time is little different. So you already are. I'm assuming you are already designing custom image for a blog post, right? And many times your image start ranking in Google, especially Google Images, and many people start reusing that images without giving you credit. So you just reach out to them. You first do reverse image search and find which blogs or which site are using your image, and just shoot them mail. This is our proprietary image, and if you want to use it, we are okay with that. Just give credit.
Yeah.
So depends. 30-40% conversion ratio I seen in this kind of scenario. You can search your logos. You can search other images which is kind of proprietary with us. And I recently read a case study. So that is not done by us, but I read a case studies on that. So one person who were having some resort, lakeside resort, and he used to click lot many pictures and used to upload on Unsplash and other free stock image site.
Yeah.
And one fine day he promoted for marketing team, and one of the portfolio was search marketing, SEO. So he was reading to how to get links, and he realized I upload lot many photo on Unsplash. So he did this all reverse images and outreach all the people who use their photos, and he got fantastic. He used to send 25-30 email a day, and he used to get 1-2 links a day. So
wow.
So that is fantastic case study I read. So you can use that even to claim links.
Yeah.
Semrush also provide brand monitoring tool if you're using Semrush Suite. So this is something look like this. So we are doing for ourselves, and you can see with backlink there are 0 result. Total mentions are 1 in a certain time period. So if they are not linking back to you, you can find that and reach out to them. If you're not using Semrush, you can use Google Alerts for your brand keyword, brand name. Like for me, it's State Sol Pro.
Yeah.
Like in your case, whatever your brand name you want to follow. And there is one more site called mention.com. Give it a try. So that's it from my side.
Well, fantastic. Thank you for that, Jaydip. There was lots of value in that. Just just to go, let's see how good my memory is, and for the benefit of the audience, let's kind of have a review. We spoke first of all the Brian Dean example with, of course, reverse image search, which is a big one, guys. So you can use reverse image search, identify an influencer such as Brian Dean, such as Jaydip Parikh or Anton, who's behind the decks, and see where you can acquire or reach out for links. The second element is modern day brand building platforms. Let's say Clutch is a great one if you're an agency. G2 is a great one if you're a software service. And then the third thing I think that he that may have mentioned was, of course, social media statistics. So building and looking ultimately at statistics where you can add some value, and then maybe looking at sites where you could combine probably social media statistics with some broken link building to see if there are sites that link to potentially outdated statistics. And the reverse image search for your own images, I think is a very good idea. And there's some probably value in looking at your own blogs, seeing ones that index and rank very well. And if you're using other people's images, start using your own and see what happens over time. So you could probably swap out any images that you're using. And I think the Unsplash Pexel mention of maybe perhaps looking and even bringing in a photographer to understand how you can get 500 custom images made, rank that or make that visible. I'd need to look into Unsplash and Pexel, and then just seeing what that produces over time if you leave it for 6 months and all of a sudden find that, hey, so there's actually a lot. And that's not everything. I know Jaydip remembers more than I do. There's a whole Wikipedia thing. So guys, I certainly enjoyed that. And let's now jump into the questions that have come in since the beginning, Jaydip. And well, you know what? I think that let me ask you this. What do you think, first of all, is your favorite of all of those that you've mentioned? Which is your favorite that consistently produces results over time? Because some of those are, probably take time and effort and energy to execute. But is there one that you'd say, guys, if you're gonna remember one thing from this webinar, this is the one thing that I think you should think about executing?
So honestly, there is no one thing. I mean, link building is ongoing process. And you need to respect that process. So there is no short. But yes, if you want to do it, so consistent guest post or relationship building. So I used to be part of many what we can say conferences, that webinars, Twitter chats. I personally host a Twitter chat, which is first and on. When we started 9 years back, that was first and only. Right now, there are a few other Twitter chats as well. So we build brand, we build circle, we build relationship, and that is ongoing process.
Yeah.
Give me a sec, my battery is dying. I need to plug in the laptop.
Okay. Well, no worries. Well, you go and plug in, and while you're waiting, let me have a look at some of the questions to see if I can potentially answer some of them. So what else have we got here? Let's just keep going from the top. So what is link building? We've answered that. I would hope. Reverse image search. Do you want to? Have you plugged in now, Jaydip? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Brilliant. So could you just broadly explain what reverse image search is for anyone who's not really that familiar with the process?
Okay. So when you are going to Google, especially desktop and not the mobile one, so you go to images.google.com, or I mean, if you are India, co.in. So you go to images.google.com, and there is icon of image there. So you click on that. Google will ask you to upload your own image or some URL if you want to put in that. So Google pick that image, and Google will search similar kind of image. So in certain image, it's not exact the same image. It's similar images. In a certain image, it's exact same images. So Google will search this image or this kind of image used on which sites, and Google will share the list of sites there.
Fantastic. Yeah, guys, reverse image search is not that commonly used, and it's a good way to layer some of the more common link building methods that you use on top of. So I think it's a really interesting approach. We've also now got what so as you mentioned. Could you? This is quite a good one actually. Could you talk a little bit about your perspective on link building from a podcast hosting or guest perspective? Do you come from it from a place of, well, Deepak, it's about the relationship that you build with these podcasts more than it is direct traffic or referral traffic? Or what are your thoughts on it when you combine podcasts with link building?
So if you start studying Google in recent days, I mean, post 2016-17 onwards, Google tried to implement more on AI and machine learning.
Yeah.
And we all know, so they focus more on RankBrain, their latest algorithm. So what RankBrain says is how your digital footprint from which kind of genre. I mean, so if I'm able to get link from National Geography, but that link might not add much value to my side because I'm talking about marketing, I'm talking about digital, I'm talking about SEO, and NetGeos talk about animal life, animal welfare. So though that is a powerful link, but it might not add too much value to my portfolio in terms of ranking, in terms of the link algorithm. So when we talk about podcasts and other things, it creates very relevant digital footprint in eyes of Google. Okay, this guy talks about SEO on their side. This guys talk about, for example, pharma on that side, and this guy's also on podcast for similar kind of nature.
Yeah.
So that add relevancy factors to you. And many of my seminars keep on saying links are kind of currency.
Yeah.
So some link value $1, some link value $1 million. So you just need to hunt. I mean, so if you're able to do million links for $1 value, it might not help too much. But if you are able to do $1,000 value links, I mean, 10 links might do a job.
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
It's up to you how you want to choose a job.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think that's fantastic, guys. Quality over quantity, really, when it comes to building a long-lasting link building strategy is important. And one of the good things that I was really pleased to see in Jaydip's presentation is that when he talked about directories, he made it very clear we're not talking about the auto submission or hundreds and maybe thousands of business directories that pop up that had probably zero organic traffic. Maybe they're link farms or they're just sites set up purely for SEO, whereas sites such as Good Firms, Clutch, our agency Pearl Lemon, we list on both those sites. They do drive referral traffic. They are real active and organic websites, and as Jaydip says, from a brand perspective, which is especially important today, I think it's really critical that you think about those places. So no, I couldn't agree more, Jaydip. So Shazil asks about the. So we continue with the podcast. Like, what's your perspective on starting a podcast, or when you don't have an audience? Is a podcast something that you think that someone should think about? So I guess maybe the question is there an order of priority or a hierarchy that you think is important when you think about link building? Are there things you would do first before you come to other things?
So for link building, I'll try to I try to divide in majorly two things: which links add more value and which links take less time.
Okay.
So if you're like SWOT analysis, we do all four. So I'll try to choose link which add more value and take less time. So I'll prioritize that, and so on and so forth. So if some process might take a lot many times. So one of the example I shared, exclusive content. So it's not like easily to get exclusive content every month, but I keep eyeing on them whenever I'm getting me or my client are ready to pay that fees for getting that exclusive content. Or do we have that kind of relationship in the industry where we can get without paying or less paying, we are able to get access of that kind of content. So this kind of things takes time, and there is no surety. And on contrary, if I need to list on Clutch or Good Firms or similar kind of site, that is surely I'm going to get links. But on top of that, I'm able to drive more testimonial on that. I'm able to add more. I'm able to get more value out of that. That also I need to calculate. So there is no I mean, there is no yes or no kind of answer. It's I mean, in SEO, many answer is like depend.
And who are you to disappoint and tell us something different? And I think that there was, this is really good, because I think Renard was asking a question about how do we host them, and then he talks about buying links. So Renard, when we talk about the spend attached to these projects, getting original research takes time. You often have to maybe hire a research executive to actually conduct research. I'm often emailed for people conducting surveys, and then as a consequence of perhaps reach out, you then might have an analysis of data, or you might keep historical data that needs to be computed. So there's many types of things that you pay for. Buying links is not something you should ever do, nor is something that we endorse. But the process with actual research to generate an original piece of content or original case study, there's always costs associated, whether that's time as well as the actual salary that you pay people. And I think that as Jaydip outlines that some of these things well, hey, you can, it's good that you're honest, and there are, of course, many business owners that do choose to take that path. But I guess the point that we make here is that there are many other strategies that you can explore, like building relationships, like doing outreach, like hosting podcasts, like original research, like Wikipedia contribution, like reverse image search. And these are just then there's the pexel unsplash thing that JD talked about. And you may well find that if you add these to your portfolio, you build a much healthier kind of link profile. What are your thoughts on Renard's comments, JD?
Yeah, so generally Google say don't buy links. So you should not. I mean, when Google say don't buy link, you should not buy the links, but you can purchase a site. So Google doesn't say you shouldn't purchase a site.
Fantastic. So there you go. There's a fantastic workaround. You can look at sites that have good SEO, and you can buy the whole site, and then of course acquire its links in that way. So that's actually a pretty smart workaround. So let's keep going, and guys, keep asking your questions, and let's have a look at what else is coming in. Give me a second. Okay, so Barbara is asked a really good question. Barbara Sawala, she asked, are your Wikipedia edits rejected from time to time? Do you want to talk to us a little bit more about your Wikipedia journey?
I mean, in fact, I create a page about Barnacle SEO, which is a terminology we use for one of kind of SEO process. I myself created a Barnacle SEO page, but some of the editors say this is very little piece of information, and it should not be a separate page for it. And eventually, after 5 or 6 months, the entire page got deleted, and I haven't generated any link for me. I mean, that is absolutely contribution for society.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I mean, it happens, and
it happens.
Many times Wikipedia editors, they have different views.
Yeah.
Especially you go to any controversial page. I mean, like our Prime Minister Narendra Modi or Donald Trump. You go to that kind of Wikipedia page, their editor locked that page. I mean, so normal person can't edit it even.
Yeah.
So you need certain. So I'm contributing Wikipedia more than a decade now. So I have certain privilege to do it. But if you are just new user Wikipedia, you won't create a new page.
Yeah. It absolutely makes sense, guys. And the challenge that you've got as marketers as well is if other editors look at you and see that you're a marketer as a profession, then you'll get scrutinized even further. Okay, we often get approached saying, Deepak, can you get us on Wikipedia? And I'll say, it doesn't really work like that, my friend. And because you've got a lot of people on there that can sometimes unfairly punish you, but often fairly punish you, because there are people that will try and build a page specifically for search engine purposes and nothing new. So let's keep going. I'm just going down the link list, guys, and seeing what's coming in. So we've got then Daniel DaCosta. It's Daniel DaCosta is asking about recommendations. So you he asked about an online coaching blog what recommendations would you have for an online coaching blog to build links. So he, of course, is, if you let us know what space you're in, Daniel, that'd be brilliant. But let's just assume that he's an online business coach. What recommendations would you have high level for him to get recognized for? Yeah.
So Daniel, you go to business sites where they talk about business. For example, your coaching is more about sales, more about marketing, or process oriented. So try to find that kind of site, add value to that site. I mean, in terms of guest posts, even in terms of comments, and try to get, I mean, more links, more visibility from that site, and that will eventually. So in marketing, we keep on saying, go where audience is. So if your audience are students, go to student-related site. If your audience are CEOs, go to sites where CEO visits, and try to add value to that site, and that will do the job.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'd agree. You know, there's a fundamental premise here, guys. That and unfortunately, I do agree with Jaydip that you know the shortcuts will lead you to ultimately short-term results, because the challenge is, let's just say, for example, I know what I'll do. I'm going to list on as many of these directories as possible. Jaydip or I or your competitor will list on those directories as well as doing all of the other things. And then Google will look at your link profile, which contains 100 more directories, but it will not look diverse at all. It's like, this guy is building everything just by using directories. And you know, that's why we've gone through several layers, because diversity as well as relevancy is really important. And you know, oftentimes, as with anything, a lot of it comes from relationships, you know. So Daniel, if you can identify all of the relevant players in your space and seek to build relationships with individuals, it can really take you far. So you know, I totally agree with Jaydip. And then let's see. So Rana asks, this is a good question. So basically, what's your view on link stuffing? You know, if you and Renat, maybe you care to elaborate by what you mean by link stuffing, but I'm gonna just elaborate for you. So what's your view, for example, on, you know, internal versus external link ratio when it comes to a post that you have on your own website? Is there a golden rule that you keep to if you've got a 5,000 word piece on social media statistics that you want to then use as a anchor to reach out? How many links would you put in a piece of content like that on your blog?
So there is no golden ratio, but I'll vouch. I mean, you should at least 1 or 2 outbound links, which is relevant at least. So any authoritative sites like Wikipedia or Forbes or CNBC or anything where user get more value what you are saying. So if I'm talking about SEO, for example, so I might love to link to Mo's SEO guide, which is for new novice who want to learn SEO. So I love to link back to that guide to give more value to my users. And Google is all about, when we talk about SEO, Google says add value to a user. That is going to helpful eventually. So the more value I add to my users, the more Google will love me or love my content, and they improve my ranking. So it is, I mean, so there is no short single formula where you get ranking. So there are 200 plus things Google will consider, but few of the things are good content, good links, technical SEO, page speeds, and other things. So these are, if I need to summarize all that stuff, so any of the things either fall in this criteria.
And so to build upon that, if we're thinking, for example, about the example of, we spoke about like guest posts, right? So let's just say you get a contribution to, you have a contributor account to Semrush, you submit an article and it gets approved and you've gone live. Would, in your opinion, that be an effective strategy to solely focus upon, because you know the process and it works, and then you approach other, for example, you know, you mentioned, for example, I don't know, Search Engine Journal, or would you say, okay, Deepak, just focus on that. If you're doing that well, just focus on that for 80% of your link building efforts, and don't worry so much about the rest? Or would you say that no, it's important you do some of everything, even if some of those other things are perhaps more difficult for me to do?
So, as you, few minutes back, you just said Google loves diversification. So,
Damn.
so that is my answer. So only one strategy. For example, guest post or directories or Wikipedia for a matter. So though they are powerful links, Google so Google interpret as a you want to manipulate the result, and the Google broader guideline is don't manipulate our result. Though
Yeah.
being SEO, we are doing that, but we are doing smartly. So we are not breaking any Google guidelines, and that's why I say link diversification. So even sometimes you need to. We keep on our clients. Sometimes we need to generate very low level links, and they say we are paying for this sheet, but we say Google loves diversification. So this sheet adds value to our diversification.
Okay.
It not might add value to a ranking or any other thing, but Google will think, okay, they are not manipulating our result. So that's why we need to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, I forgot that I gave my opinion before, guys. So I kind of shot myself in the foot. It was like 5 minutes ago you talked about link diversity. And in fact, everybody, thank you. By the way, you've got so many questions coming in, which is great. So we're coming into the last 14 minutes. So I'm gonna start trying to get through as many questions as I can. So I encourage you, Jaydip, to keep your answers even slightly shorter because
Sure.
the questions keep coming in. So guys, we're into
Let's
our last
do rapid round.
14 minutes. So let me have a look at the next question that we've got. So Philemon John asks, where can we find, or what's your approach with building a mind-blowing case study that people want to give links to? Could you give some insights into the case study link building approach?
So for generating good case study, you need to have one. So that is the shortest answer I can give, as we are in rapid round. But the idea is to, irrespective of what value you are getting in terms of money from your client, try to give best results and generate good case studies. That will help you.
Okay, brilliant. And then, guys, I agree. Build a fantastic case study. That's probably not the first method I would begin with. I guess is the only thing I'd add to that. Like, look at some of the other methods, and then assuming you're an agency or you have some kind of commercial result to demonstrate, then you can build something fantastic around that, and that's probably something you could do. So Aziz asks, is there any other? So he asked about strong methods of link building, such as guest posts or broken links. Like, if you were picking for guest posts versus broken links, do you think one or the other is more effective in your experience?
So both are effective, but how faster you are able to get. Sometimes in some niche, finding broken links is too hard.
Okay.
Compared to guest posts. In some niche, because we work with various niches. So, for example, we work with insurance companies. So that is the hardest thing. We are able to get guest post approvals.
Okay.
Because everybody knows insurance guys minting money, and they charge bomb, and client doesn't have that budget. So in that case, we need to go to broken link building or any other alternative method.
Okay.
But in terms of parenting, there are, compared to insurance, there are very less sites who are there. So finding a broken links itself is a challenge. But getting good guest post opportunity is a little easy.
Yeah.
So it depends on which niche you are working on.
Okay, perfect. So it's niche context dependent. If you're in the marketing space, thankfully there's plenty of both, because things go out of date all the time. So you could do guest posts. There's many places. You could also do broken link building. There's sites that are changing all the time, and links are breaking all the time. So then Ashkan asks, which one is better, using search image option on an image on our website or uploading the image in Google? I believe it's the second one. Is that correct, is that correct? Sorry, JD.
So if image is similar, both are the same. It will return same result. If image are different, then which kind of image you want to search? You want to search a blog image. So when you are doing reverse search image, Google gives both options: upload your own or share the URL. So
Yeah.
if both are same image, it gives a similar result. Both are
Okay.
different. So in that case, you need to, define for which kind of image you want to do this.
Absolutely, Ashkan, and I think that broadly speaking, the results are quite similar. So if and that might serve your purposes intensively, or you could literally try both and just see which one captures more relevant links for you. So I think that's a good way to do it. So Rahul Rana asks, what's your take on infographic outreach for relevant blogs? So what's your thoughts about building an amazing infographic and trying to get people to link to it?
So it is similar like statistics, but what happens in case of infographics, if you are not having very detailed things like state visible on an infographics or information visible in infographics, so it might, what we can say, derail the things. I mean, so people, if you're not, an infographic is not able to rank well, so people are not able to find it to link back to your. And second things, which branding suggested skyscraper method.
Yeah.
So you can use that skyscraper method. I've seen a few of my friends get good result out of this.
Okay, perfect. So under certain circumstances, guys, I agree, it can work well. If you're doing kind of skyscraper outreach type of stuff, then it can work very well. So I think within that context, it's quite effective. Outside of that, it potentially becomes a bit more challenging if you're just building an infographic for the sake of then, for example, getting maybe, guest posts to link back to it. It's all around the basis of perhaps doing infographic outreach and then a combination of maybe, looking at maybe not broken links, but certainly looking to do something that's a lot better than something that already ranks in Google. So we've got 9 minutes, and let's see if Harshal asked an interesting question. So Harshal asked, does blog commenting still work? Is it a thing? Is it a waste of time?
No, I will not consider it as a waste of time. So I vouch blog comment for main two reasons. It will help you to improve your referring domains and digital footprints. And in certain cases, it will able to, if your comment is well, or if your comment is controversial, so it might give you referral traffic as well.
Okay.
Plus Google consider as a one more diversification of your links.
Perfect. So there you go, guys. Blog commenting still works. Find, it's the same thing. Find relevant posts. Have a look at place blog posts that people are actively commenting upon. Add your own comment to the article, and your author bio can often contain, of course, a link back to your website, which is where the value is, and that's what can drive a significant amount of referral traffic. There's people that hang around in forums and build agencies around it. So it can if you add value as well, it can do more than just provide link value. It can provide real business value as well. So let's keep going. So FableWorks, the name of the mention tool is mention.com. Google Alerts, but Semrush have their own mentioning tool. So check out what Semrush offer, but Google Alerts is a free alternative. And then if so this is so Himanshu's asking a question that we can't get. Okay, let's go to Bing Drew's question. Guys, I'm just reading and sorting through the questions. Does social bookmarking still help? Look at the smile on Jaydip's face. He's like, what can I say? Look at Drew's face there. He's smiling. He's that's a great picture, by the way, Drew. What are your comments?
So it might help you if your blog is new, and it might help you to get it crawled. But as I said, links are currency. So you want to go for penny or you want to go for millions. That is your choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, social bookmarking is it's a land where you can do lots of syndications and submissions, and Google's pretty smart at figuring out kind of what you're trying to do there. So I'd say that as Jaydip says, in the limited instances you've got a new site and then you want to get things indexed more quickly, then it can be a strategy. But beyond that, it's probably better to look at some of the other elements. So Shazil asked his next question. The next question just below it is, what's your opinion on the whole do follow no follow thing? Recently that's in the process of Google determining attribution. So what's your thoughts on is it worth still getting no follow links? Has it all changed now, or what's your opinion?
So, so if you want me to answer in short, links are links. Irrespective of do follow or no follow. So in case of no follow, we are not getting link juice, and that's it. But we got all other values. We got relevance. We got digital footprints. In some cases, referral traffic. We are getting all that. And for normal human, up to some extent, search engine doesn't differentiate thing. This is for us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is one. It is one more scam. Do follow, no follow.
One more scam, no follow, do follow. I like that. That's a quotable. Anton, take a note. Let's keep going. Trishant is asking. I'll answer this. So Trishant asks how to become a contributor author at places such as Semrush, Search Engine Watch, other places. Trishant, it can begin by being an active member of the community. You can submit an excellent post first time as an unknown, and you can get accepted if you've got a fantastic case study, if you've got a fantastic insight into something within the world of SEO. It is likely that the editor, depending upon who it is, if they've never heard of you before, they might look you up, of course, to just have a look at, oh wow, who wrote the fantastic article. So it pays to have a digital footprint, which is you being just even ranking for your own brand name is simple enough. So that's my feeling on it, that it does begin actually with producing excellent and original content, and then combining that with a brand online can help you become an author or contributor to any of these sites. Is there anything that you'd add to that, Jaydip?
So if you want to understand how you improve your personal website, you should check Deepak's site.
There you go. So guys, I did pay Jaydip to say that, so I apologize. But yeah, I think that you've got to. I think one of the things with link building is remember that it's people like Jaydip and me are on the other side of it. It's real people. It's those people that are determining link value. So if you take the time to build a relationship with Jaydip, the introductions that he can make, the network that he has, which is why over the lifetime you can gain a lot more than from building a relationship on the basis of a brand. So let's go.
Yeah. So I want to say, all who are asking link building question, you need to understand SEO as a sales. It's a sales. It's not you building a link. It's how you improve ROI of your client or your own site, what you are working it. Need to justify as a ROI. If I invest this money, this time, this thing, and what kind of result probably. So there is a short result in SEO, but if you can judge if I'm able to do it, so think like a salesperson. So I was a salesperson previously and turned into digital marketer. So I read about Deepak. He was in sports and other things. So people who are passionate about things, people who run a marathon, people who did sales, they all are passionate for certain things. And then they jump into, they are able to drive the things. So first be passionate for what you're doing. And secondly, whatever links or whatever SEO activities you're doing, try to evaluate as a sales. Is it going to add value? Value doesn't only in making money. So getting more impression, getting referral traffic, improve digital footprints. So if you're able to answer by yourself, many of questions will be answered.
Absolutely. Guys, I couldn't agree more. SEO has a lot to do with communication and building relationships, because that's what will make it so much easier for you to get more than just one link. Look at it that way. The way to get one link is to reach out. The way to get 10 links is to build a relationship. So Bridvi asked about internal linking. We've got 1 more minute left. I'm going to pass this. I know that you're asking me, Bridvi, but I'm going to ask Jaydip. What are your thoughts about internal link structures in general when it comes to link building?
Do it ASAP. It helps.
I like that. That was a fabulously short and succinct answer. I'm gonna, guys, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, ask the final question. And I'll ask the same question I asked before, because I think it's a really, really good one to end on. Jaydip, if you if everyone was to forget everything that happened on this webinar and they were to remember one thing about link building, advanced link building, what would that one thing be?
Add value.
Guys, add value. I felt like swearing in the middle of that. Good thing that I didn't. If you see me on any other webinars I might have been on, add value. So Jaydip, thank you so much for your time, guys. I think that we'll make sure that his slideshow does get shared. Reach out to Jaydip personally if you've got any questions. Google Tej Sol Pro and you'll find him, I'm sure. And you should hire him for link building. Naturally, why just do it yourself? Have him do it for you. My name's Deepak Shukla. This is Jaydip. This is SEMrush. Thank you guys so much, and catch you on the next webinar.
Sure.